Introducing National Streaming Sports, live and on-demand sports talk programming that you can access 24/7. For the premier sports talk experience, tap into our Roku channel. Start your mornings with Mac and Jack covering all the weekend sports action. Then pour a cup and enjoy all the sports you can drink on the Coffee and Sports Podcast. At midday, talk sports from east to west on the Coast to Coast Podcast. Followed at night by some hot girl talk with Prim and Proper Sports featuring Sonia Pearson. Talk boxing on the Gloved Fist. Yankee fans tune in for Start Spreading the News. And there's more on the College Sports Huddle and Sports Scope with Robert Butler. There are 20 podcasts in all and 70 weekly shows giving us a 3.4-star viewer rating. To find us on Roku TV, search for National Streaming Sports on the Roku search bar. Click on the logo and you're in. National Streaming Sports, live and on-demand sports talk for America.
Hey, I like that brand new commercial. This is the Dr. Sem Yankees Show. I'm recording not from home, but it's late. It's just about midnight. Normally, I record the Dr. Sem Yankee Show much earlier on a Friday, but I couldn't record it today because I knew that with the Yankee game that just ended, that they played tonight, when you're watching it, it's obviously last night, that no matter what I would say before the game would be irrelevant until this game was over. So we're going to get right to it. Welcome to the Dr. Sem Yankee Show. Let's make today a great day. And how do you make your day great? Well, it's simple. The way to make your day great is to look for the good. Find the good and appreciate the good. And then perpetuate the good. Do things to help other people. Be kind. Be generous. Remember, when we give love, when we give respect, when we give kindness, all of those things come back to us in greater amounts than we ever gave. Now, some people will say, I can't find any good. There is no good around. Well, if they're saying that and they're a Yankees fan right now, they are very misguided. But anyway, if you can't find any good, go do something good. Do something nice for someone else. And then there will be good. Remember that always. And remember that the Dr. Sem Yankee Show is brought to you by Artemisia Publishing. Artemisia has a wide selection of great books, including my wonderful novel, Scattering the Ashes, my wonderful motivational book, 365.2, my wonderful book that I wrote with Roy White, From Compton to the Bronx, and the wonderful other book that I wrote about the Yankees, The Least Among Them. You know, it is becoming holiday season. And so, really what you should be doing is getting books for all those people that you love. And Artemisia Publishing has a wide selection, not just of my books. I'm only one of many, many authors they have. They have a wide selection of great books across a variety of genres. So take a look at Artemisia Publishing and get their books. Lots and lots of them. And if you're looking at my books, you know, find the 100,000 or 200,000 of your closest friends and buy each of them at least one book each. All right, let's stop with the silliness about buying hundreds of thousands of books and get to the game at hand. The Yankees won just a short while ago in a gut-wrenching, hair-pulling out, heart-stopping, enjoyable yet miserable, great yet horrific fashion. All one needs to really do is look at the box score, inning by inning, What a crazy game. The Yankees, as they've done really throughout the postseason, jumped out to a quick couple of hits. Now, what's happened a lot in the postseason is Gleyber Torres and Juan Soto have started off the game by getting on base. And then the next three hitters, including Aaron Judge, whoever's batting fourth after him, and then Giancarlo Stanton, somehow can't move those runners over. And it's a frustrating top of the first because you had it right there. The Yankees had it. The fans had the excitement right there. And then the Yankees failed to do anything. So today, they decided to do it differently, right? Today, the result was 100% different. Leadoff single by Gleyber Torres, and then instead of a walk or another single or a double by Juan Soto, he homered. And the Yankees jumped out right then and there to a 2-0 lead. And you had to feel, I felt at least, that the game was going to maybe possibly for once, please, was going to be a blowout. It was right there in front of them. But the Guardians clawed back. They got one run in the bottom of the first. Okay, not thrilled with that. You put up a crooked number. What you want to do is give them 0. You never want to keep giving a team a chance to get back. So in the second, Austin Wells, of all people, hits a home run. And then the Yankees were up 3-1. In the bottom of the third, the Guardians got another run. Now it's 3-2. That's much too close with the way the Yankee pitchers have been pitching. And the fact that their bullpen is overworked or not, with some pitchers, not used at all. And ineffective, by and large, in this series. So it stayed that way through the fourth inning, through the fifth inning, and then in the top of the sixth inning, Giancarlo Stanton, and we'll talk a little about him in a few moments, hits a 3-run home run. Now, this is the big, comfortable lead the Yankees have been looking for. At that point, it's 6-2. Correct. Yeah, 6-2. I don't want to get my facts wrong. A 4-run Yankee lead in the sixth inning. And Cleveland goes down quietly, bringing us to the seventh inning. The Yankees are 9 outs away, and they have a 4-run lead. In the bottom of the seventh, they give 3 of those runs back. In the bottom of the eighth, they give the last run back. And after 8 innings, there they were again, tied at 6. In the top of the ninth, the Yankees scored twice. They were up 8-6. In the bottom of the ninth, well, they made it close. They made it exciting. They made it heart-wrenching, but the Yankees held off. Cleveland did not score, and the Yankees won 8-6. A back and forth, exciting, wonderful, frustrating, infuriating. I don't know other words here. I'm trying to think of a couple. I think heart-wrenching is really the best, but it was a win. And now the Yankees have one more game in Cleveland tonight, Saturday night. Hopefully they win it tonight and they put everything to rest and it's all over. But if they should lose, and I hope they do not, you do not want to give another team any chance to possibly get back in the series. If they win tonight, I almost can't say it. I'm almost too excited to say it. If the Yankees win tonight, the Yankees are going to the World Series. If the Yankees win tonight, the Yankees are going to the World Series. If they lose, they'll be off on Sunday, and then on Monday and Tuesday, or Monday and possibly Tuesday, they'll be playing in the Bronx, needing to win one of the final 2 games to advance to the World Series. But I would rather not have any more games in this series in the Bronx. I don't need a Game 6 or a Game 7. I would be very happy to have the Yankees win it in 5 and put this all to rest. We don't need the stress. So let's talk about some things about the Yankees and the series and certain individual players. You know, in the end, it all comes down really to this wonderful game, baseball, that we love so much, and a team that we love so much, that we root for, that we give too much of ourselves to, that we invest too much of our time and our energy into hoping that they win. And for the Yankees, it's been a long, long time. Now, I know there's some franchises, like I'm a Jets fan. I don't watch every football game. There have been almost decades where I haven't watched the Jets at all. But, you know, if you're a Jets fan and you hear a Yankees fan talk about championships, or if you're a Seattle Mariners fan or a Cleveland Guardians fan, you think like, what is this guy talking about? But for the Yankees, it's been far, far, far too long since they've been in the World Series. 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2021, 2022, 2023. It's been a lot of years since the Yankees have been in the World Series. And they're on the precipice. Oh, my goodness. I mean, how do you not win one of these last 3 games? They have to. They're a better team than the Guardians. And so it's right there in front of them. And it's so exciting that after all this time, since 2009, the Yankees are on the precipice. They're about to go to the World Series. They just need one more win. Now, the problem is they have not had the ability to just put the Guardians away. Their pitching has not been good this series. They haven't gotten great length out of their starting pitchers, except for, I believe, I don't have the numbers in front of me here. I believe Carlos Rodon's start was excellent. I'd have to go back and check that real quickly. I believe Carlos Rodon, and because you know when they play all these series back to back to back, you start to forget. Yeah, Rodon in game 1 of the series, as I recall, pitched pretty well. Yankees won that game 5-2. But except for Rodon, and I don't remember him pitching all that deep into the game, they've been relying a lot on their bullpen. And their bullpen was magical until a couple of days ago, and then not so much. They've been giving a lot of games right back. And that loss on Thursday night, as I said at the start, if I had recorded this early on Friday after the Thursday night game, the only thing I could do would be to complain. How do you blow a game? But I couldn't record that because I knew that the big game was last night. And if they won, then it would be all jubilation and happiness and joy and wonder and greatness. And even if it was heart-stopping and miserable and terrible and, oh my goodness, frustrating to watch. So we had to wait till the game was over, because if the Yankees were tied 2-2 right now, I'd be very nervous. I'd say, I don't know if they can win 2 more games. Now they just have to win one more game. They're right there. But they don't really have a bullpen. I'd love somebody to tell me which pitcher in the bullpen they're very confident they can go to tonight if the game is close and late. You can't go back to Tommy Kahnle. He just closed out the game, but he threw 5 billion pitches. And every pitch the announcers tonight said was a changeup. Now listen, I still pitch. I pitch in 2 wood bat 35 and older baseball leagues, and I have a modicum of success. I'm not terrible. I've been winning my fair share of games over the years. But when you see me pitching and you compare me pitching to a lot of the younger guys in the league, my fastball's not even in their league. I just don't throw hard enough. I'm a 56-year-old guy. I don't throw hard enough. But when I'm throwing, whatever I'm throwing, whether it's my fastball or a changeup or my curveball or a knuckleball or whatever or eephus pitch or whatever I'm trying to sneak past the batter at that moment, when I throw my fastball, it's slow in comparison to other people's fastballs, but it's not a changeup. It's a fastball. It's a fastball that's slow. A changeup is when you throw a pitch slower than your fastball. So as the announcers were saying, Tommy Kahnle's thrown 37 changeups in a row. Now, maybe he is. Maybe it's the way he's gripping the ball, but if every single pitch is a changeup, it's not really, at least according to my definition, a changeup. You can't change up from the thing you just threw. It's the same pitch. And it's working. Kahnle has been the most effective Yankee relief pitcher, and he just got the save, but he's not available. And I just don't think it's a changeup. I guess it is. They're all saying it is. I'd assume they know more about baseball than I do. Though when you hear some of what these announcers are saying, I have to doubt it. At one point, it was a 6-5 game, and they said it's a brand new ball game. Well, no, the Yankees still have a lead. It's not a brand new ball game. At one point, the announcer said the Yankees should have Judge and Stanton hitting back-to-back because it's worked so far throughout the playoffs. And I thought, I think they only hit back-to-back once, so it hasn't worked so far. It worked once. They gave this impression that it's been happening time and again. It wasn't. It happened once. But anyway, whether you call it a changeup or not, Kahnle helped get the job done. He actually didn't get the save. Yes, he got the save. I'm confusing myself. Mark Leiter came out. Kahnle came in, got the save. Anyway, who do they go to tonight? Do you go back to Luke Weaver? Oh, my goodness. A lot of people have been saying Luke Weaver is the next Mariano Rivera. And for a little while, he looked like it. Sort of. But Mariano Rivera was a young guy coming up who was super talented. And once he figured out that cutter, unhittable for a long, long, long time. Luke Weaver's been a middling pitcher, in many regards, a poor pitcher until part of the way through this season. And it's only very recently, over the last couple of weeks, that they've said, yeah, he's our closer. That's a far cry from a guy who's been doing it all year. Or even like Mariano, who spent a year being the setup man. And I think the Yankees overused Luke Weaver. We've had that discussion a lot on the Start Spreading the News site in the comments section. The Yankees used him in game 2 with a 4-run lead. I thought that was absurd. And then in game 3, he got shelled. And in game 2, when they used him with the 4-run lead, he gave up a home run. And I said, oh, they just exposed him. They're giving the Guardians too many looks at him. They should not be using him here. And I used the analogy, like if you're a magician and you're getting people all excited because you're using smoke and mirrors and supposed magic. If you do the illusion once and then twice and then a third time and then a fourth time, eventually the people in the audience are going to say, oh, I get the trick. I see what he's doing. And I think that's the way with a pitcher like Luke Weaver, who's not great. He has pitched great, but he's not great. And if you keep going to that same trick and you keep using smoke and mirrors, eventually the smoke clears and the mirror breaks. And I'm concerned that that's what happened with the Yankees and Luke Weaver. And if you don't use him, I think they used Mark Leiter for a bunch of pitches tonight. So I don't know if you can go to him, and I don't trust him anyway. And who else is there? So the Yankee bullpen is shaky. Now, the good news is the Guardians bullpen is just as shaky. Emmanuel Clase has given up a bunch of runs his last 2 times out. It seems like the Guardians have overused him. So tonight's game could be a high-scoring, crazy event. The good news for the Yankees is there will be a tomorrow after tonight. For the Guardians, it has to be a win. If they lose, it's all over, and the Yankees, oh, I can't believe I'll say it again, will be going to the World Series. How exciting is this? But they still have one more win. A couple of other notes. Anthony Rizzo, as a hitter, has done much better in this series than I thought. He's actually had some nice hits, but his defense has not been good. And if you're playing Anthony Rizzo, primarily you're playing him because of his defense. And I think, sadly, it's showing that he's not the player he once was. And I'm concerned that if they keep playing him, the fact that his range is so limited and his glove isn't as strong as it ever was, that you're playing with fire. Gleyber Torres has been amazing. He has been probably, Giancarlo Stanton has probably been the best Yankee, probably, but I think Gleyber Torres is in the argument. You could argue that Gleyber Torres has been the best Yankee throughout the series, both series. He's been amazing. And all off season, we can talk about whether the Yankees should bring him back or not. But he had a very poor year until August, at least, in his free agent year. And it looked as though he was going to cost himself tens of millions of dollars in a long-term contract. He's played so well now for so long, I'll bet you there's a team that's going to pay him. Good for Gleyber. We'll talk about whether he should be a Yankee next year or not. But that can come in the winter. Anthony Volpe has been amazing. He's going to right field more. He stole a base again tonight. And he's taking pitches. I think when he had his hit to right field late in the game, the announcer said that's the first time he swung or at least got a hit or an out on the first pitch of an at-bat. And that's the way Anthony Volpe should be playing baseball. Always. Some people criticized me when I criticized Volpe in June and July because he wasn't walking. I'm like, this guy's got to take pitches. I'm like, oh, well, they're just throwing him strikes. No, that's not how it works. Every single pitcher isn't throwing him strikes. If you're not walking, you're partially to blame or a big part of that blame. And everyone wanted to give the blame to the pitchers and other people. He's not walking because of this. No. He's not walking because he's not taking pitches. And now he is, and he's a completely different offensive ball player. So I'm thrilled to see that. Jazz Chisholm with the bat's been a disaster. He has been an absolute disaster. Austin Wells with the bat has been a disaster, but his defense, which is so ironic, has been terrific. I'd keep playing Wells because Jose Trevino can't throw. I would keep playing Alex Verdugo in left field. I said that from the start. Many disagreed with me. I'm not right always. But Verdugo's had some pretty good hits. He's not hitting great, but he's putting the bat on the ball. And he's played an exceptional left field. And that's what you need. Aaron Judge, he's had a couple of big home runs. Thursday night was a gigantic one that didn't hold up. Otherwise, he really still isn't doing great. I don't know. People are like, well, he's exercised his demons. He looks so great now. He's back. No, I don't think he's back. I think he's getting there. I think he's running out of time to be back. It would be nice if tonight he hits 3 home runs. Helps the Yankees win the game 18-0, so there's no more stress. My goodness. Us poor Yankee fans, there's much too much stress. And Juan Soto, I think, has been terrific. He hasn't had a million hits, but boy, oh boy, you know when he is up there that he is primarily in control of the at-bat. I think he feels the umpires have been very inconsistent with the strike zone on him. And then, of course, Giancarlo Stanton has been absolutely amazing. And that's something where I was wrong. I did not see Giancarlo Stanton being this great, this consistent, this dominating for this long. In the beginning, I'm like, well, everybody could have a big game. Stanton could hit a couple home runs. Of course he can. But the fact that he keeps doing it is just amazing. So the Yankees are 1 win away. 1 win away. On the Start Spreading the News Yankee podcast, which is always live, or at least live 90% of the time, on Monday night at 9, EJ and I will either be talking about the World Series and how excited we are, or we'll be watching Game 6 live and talking about how nervous we are that it's back to Yankee Stadium and they need to win one of these last 2 games. And we can't do the play-by-play or anything like that, but we can discuss in a large sense the big things we see happening during the game on Monday night. But I hope there's no game. I hope the Yankees put the thing away tonight in Cleveland, and then they can rest, and they can let their fans rest until the World Series begins. Let's hope the Mets and the Dodgers go to 7 games. All right, my friends, too much fun, too much excitement. A great Yankees win. 1 win away from the World Series. Oh, boy. It's fun. It's exciting. It's heart-wrenching. It's frustrating. Much of the time when the Yankees are giving the leads away, it's not fun. But when they win in the end, it is fun. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And let's hope when we're talking next week, we're talking about the World Series. Have a great day.